What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Reformed Reader, the channel where we review different forms of media through the lens of a Christian who is under the authority of the scriptures. My name is Josh, and today we're going to be doing our monthly wrap-up for the month of February. So let's start with a quick life update. So if you've been following along with my weekly updates, you guys have known that I had a doctor's appointment come up. Thank you all for your prayers and your concerns. I appreciate each and every one of you who reached out to me and those of you who just prayed in private. Genuinely, thank you so much. Briefly, it's nothing to worry about. They've essentially told me that it is an enlarged lymph node. They're not really entirely sure why it's enlarged. They did a bunch of blood work and ran some tests and things. And essentially they said that the monovirus that they believe that I had, they also believe that I still have it, that apparently the virus can live in your body for over a year, in some cases, and that my body is just still fighting this virus, which has caused my lymph node to enlarge. And so really they said there's not a lot to be concerned with. So yay, that's good news. Otherwise, it has been, a bit of a trying month, just personally. I've just had a bunch of stuff going on, but I am very glad to see the beginning of March, if I'm being completely forthcoming with you. So let's get down to the meat of it and talk about what did I read. So I started the month off with Malice by John Gwynne. Now I got through about 60% of this book and just put it on pause. I realized that I am not in the mood to read something very dense, something with a bunch of POVs, especially something that is high fantasy. So yeah, there wasn't anything wrong with Malice. I was enjoying my time with it. But I was very bored, and I just realized that, man, I just don't think I'm in the mood for anything that is like that high epic fantasy right now. I don't know. I'm in one of those moods, and I've gotten to where, thankfully, in my opinion, I've kind of gotten to the point to where if I'm not having a real good time with it, I'm not going to invest a bunch of time into something that I'm just not having a great time with. So I didn't DNF it, but I guess I soft DNF'd it. I've just got it on pause. And when I'm ready to come back to it, I do have it not only on my Kindle and the physical copy, but I also have it on audio. So when I'm ready to come back to it, I'll be able to come back swinging. Now, whether or not that will be soon, probably not, if I'm just being completely transparent with you guys. I doubt it, but I do plan to come back to it. I just don't know when. So my priority series for the year has kind of been put on ice for right now. So then the second book that I finished was 12 Months by Jim Butcher. This is the 18th book in the Dresden Files series. This is another one that I had a fine time with, but I was also kind of bored. I think the last time I talked about my experience with it, I had said that, I was having a good time with it. It's probably about the halfway mark, and yeah, I was so excited to be back with Dresden. And I think a lot of that was just sort of bias. I was glad to get back with Dresden. I was glad to be back in that world. But yeah, this one just kind of missed for me. This is certainly in the lower half of the rankings for the Dresden Files, in my opinion. It's probably in like the bottom 4 or 5. I just didn't have a great time with it. It was very boring. We spent the entire book dealing with Harry's, pretty much dealing with PTSD in various forms. And there wasn't really a lot that went on, which isn't always a bad thing. I'm not saying I'm just looking for action all the time, but there really wasn't anything that was going on. And the bit of plot that was there, I think, could have taken place in half the time, maybe even a quarter of the time. It's actually one of those things where the plot, the main plot line that we had in this book, is actually usually written as a minor plot line in all of the other books, while you have the main one as that sort of undercurrent. So yeah, there just wasn't really a lot that went on. I'm not negative on it. I mean, it's Dresden Files. It's still good. I think I gave it a 6.5 or a 7, and I think that's being fair. There were some things I liked about it. I really liked some of the new characters. Basil, for one. I really enjoyed his character and his whole crew. If you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, I was just kind of bored to death. So I hope the next one is a little more punchy. Then the third book that I finished was Fangloria by A.M. Wiley. This was the indie book that A.M. Wiley sent me. It was an ARC. It was fantastic. I had a great time with it. It's probably my favorite of the bunch so far. It's very, very good. The tone and timbre is very different. It's much more adult than the rest of his books, but man, it was good. So I've said before, if you like The Lost Boys, you'll like this. The Lost Boys meaning the vampire movie. So if you like that movie, I think you'll really enjoy this. It was excellent. Read the first chapter. I would say that if he doesn't have you hooked by the first chapter, you probably won't be super interested in it, but I was. He definitely set the hook and he set it hard. And then the last book that I finished, and I've got this written as sort of, is Shutter Island by Dennis Lehane. Now, the reason why I put sort of is because technically speaking, I finished this on the 1st. So technically, I didn't get this completely finished in February. I did finish it in March, but I think I had 2 chapters left, maybe 1 chapter left when I got up getting ready for church on March 1st and just finished it. So, I'm going to say that I finished it in February. It doesn't really matter. I don't know why anybody would care one way or the other, but I'm going to say that I read the majority of it in February. So, had an excellent time with that book. It was exactly what I needed. If you guys didn't see the video that I did where I sampled 5 different books, I just read a chapter of each and I picked which one that I enjoyed. Definitely go check that one out. That was one of the more fun videos for me to make and to edit. I had a good time with that, and I will be putting out my full review for Shutter Island probably Friday. So now let's jump into what am I going to read. So again, if you saw the video where I sampled the different books, you'll kind of know what my reading schedule looks like moving forward, because I had such a good time with 4 out of 5 of those books that I plan to continue and finish 4 out of 5 of those books. So one of them was Shutter Island. The next one, which is the book that I'm currently reading, is Ender's Game. Having a fantastic time with it so far. I'm about 35% of the way through it. It is one of the most readable books that I've ever read. It is so easy to read and to be sucked into. I wasn't really sure that I would be excited to get back into a sci-fi story because of, coming off the heels of Sun Eater. But man, this has just been fantastic. And I just now realized that my little blue light is out. So whoops. So Ender's Game has been fantastic. I plan to finish that up within the next day or 2. So I'll probably have that wrapped up, hopefully by the end of the day, Thursday. And then Friday, I'm probably going to launch into Spider-Man: The Darkest Hours by Jim Butcher. This is the Spider-Man novel that I had mentioned in that video. It's really good. It's really fun. Again, I just read the first chapter, but again, it just drew me in. It was one of those things that's sort of an oddball. It's a one-off that I can just pick up, have a good time with, and set down. And really, again, just being forthcoming with you guys, I'm enjoying being able to do that, because these books that are, 300 pages or under, it's not as big of a deal for me to finish that book. Because it's like, if I'm not having just a stellar time with it, I'll be done with it in a day or so. So, it's not that big of a deal. But when I'm reading these big, thick, epic fantasy books like Malice, and, you're talking about, like 35 to 40 hours on audio then, when I'm halfway in and I'm like 500 pages, you guys understand, I think. So, Spider-Man will be the next one. And then after that, I will be reading On Stranger Tides by Tim Powers. This is the book that the movie Pirates of the Caribbean On Stranger Tides was based off of. Completely different already. This is the other book that has really been sitting at the back of my mind and making me wonder what is actually going on. It's already far darker than I anticipated. But again, it's one where I just picked it up and I'm like, I have to finish this. So, I'll be reading those. And then the rest of the month, I'm just going to put question marks up because I really don't know. I'm just going to kind of do something similar. I'm going to sample a few books probably. I'm going to start reading some things that are really outside of my normal genres and outside of my routine tastes, and start diversifying my reading a little bit. There's a lot that I want to get to. There's so many good books that are out there that have been really intriguing to me. And I just kind of want to take a step away from fantasy, maybe not away from, but just sort of sidestep it, which is why I've said, like, technically Spider-Man is fantasy. Technically On Stranger Tides could be fantasy. A lot of these could be, because there's fantastical elements, but I'm not having to deal with magic systems and new worlds and maps and 100 different names. And yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some quick, punchy reads that encourage me to continue picking the book up. So I have found that the shorter books, personally, that the shorter books make me want to pick them up more and more. So yeah, as far as the rest of the month goes, we'll just kind of see, and I'm just going to play it by ear and start looking at my shelves, because I really want to get some of these books that are sitting on my shelves either read, or want to move them off of my shelves, either offloading them in like an unhaul, selling them, whatever, giving them away, something like that. I want to be doing something with them, because right now they're just taking up a lot of space. So yeah, the rest of the month is just sort of up for grabs, and I'm just going to play it by ear. So this brings me to my book haul. So I'm going to start with a book that was sent to me by an indie author, Nicholas Trainer, and that is The War for Troy, Book 1. And this is The Tides of War. So I believe The War for Troy is the series, and The Tides of War is the actual title of the novel. So this is a historical fiction book about the Battle of Troy. The cover is really, really cool, in my opinion. I'll try to leave some of his information down below. Not sure when I'm going to get to this, but it does look really cool. So I'm looking for a historical fiction. This will probably be what I grab. And then I received my copy, finally received my copy of American Paladin Dust Sacrifice. And the reason I say finally is because something went on with their shipping. And I was supposed to have received this back in like November, and I've had to message them, I think 3 or 4 times, and each copy that they've sent has somehow been lost in the mail. So glad that I finally got my physical hardback copy. Again, as you guys can see how short this is. I think it's 80 pages. Yeah, really enjoyed this, and I'm really looking forward to his full-length novel, American Paladin, that comes out, I believe, in May. So then I want to talk about 2 more things that I received. The first I received from someone that's a viewer of the channel, a faithful friend and brother that would like to remain anonymous. But you know who you are. Thank you so much. Because he had seen my video, I think, talking about my bookshelves. And I was talking about how I want to find all of the Wheel of Time books at a thrift store. It's just a silly challenge that I've put on myself. He actually purchased for me The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan, which is book 3, yes, of the Wheel of Time, and The Great Hunt, which is book 4. Man, thank you so much. This was so cool. And they're like brand new. It's one of the coolest things ever, that somebody was not only watched that video, and knew that I was on the hunt for these, but these are not cheap books. And I want you guys to know that anything that is sent to me, I genuinely, and I know I say that word all the time, but truly I appreciate it. And please don't think that I don't realize that you didn't just spend your money on something for me, but you spent time. That money that you spent was from time that you spent away from your family or away from the things that you love, and you use that money to buy something for me. That is just, I'm humbled by you guys' generosity. So thank you so much, brother. Again, you know who you are. Love you greatly. Thank you so much. These have been sitting on the shelf ever since. So yeah, this is so cool. So cool. And just to follow along with that, another gift that I received from a very good brother and friend of the channel. And if you guys watch my last monthly wrap up, then you will know him. And that is my brother, Steve Morgan. So Steve actually wrote a novel, The Weight of Everything, and he included a letter. Brother, thank you so much. I'm keeping that to myself, but thank you so much, man. Again, you guys' kindness and generosity and encouragement and edification. Yeah, it just really means a lot. Thank you guys. I will have links to Steve's book in the comment section below, but I would like to give a special shout out to Steve because he wrote this novel and sent me a copy of it. And he told me that if I liked Ordinary Grace and Boy's Life and those kind of things, that this would maybe hit a couple of those notes. So brother, thank you so much. I do plan to actually get to this soon. I know what you said in your letter, but I do plan to probably get to this pretty soon. Again, just thank you so much. Truly appreciate you. And so this brings me to the book giveaway. So for this month, I'm going to be giving away a copy of Gardens of the Moon, which is book 1 in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series by Steven Erikson. This is a trade paperback. I picked this up a couple of years ago and never read it, and I probably won't get to this series. There's not a lot that has drawn me to it, but I know that this is a really popular one, so I would love to give this away to one of you. So the only thing that you need to do if you would like to win this book is, number 1, be subscribed to the channel, and number 2, let's do something fun this month, do something a little bit different. So down in the comment section below, just leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite book adaptation is, whether it be a movie, a TV series, a video game, and why. And maybe I'll pick some of these up. So yeah, if you would like to win a copy of Gardens of the Moon, number 1, be subscribed to the channel. And then secondly, just leave me a comment that lets me know, just say my favorite book adaptation is blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just something a little bit different rather than going, I want the book, because I know how I know how that feels. So yeah, leave me a comment down below. I will do the drawing probably 2 weeks from, I'll have it listed somewhere right here. So just be subscribed to the channel and let me know down below what your favorite book adaptation is, and you'll be entered to win. And I'll do the drawing again. I'll have it somewhere right here, and I will announce it on my weekly update. So thank you guys so much. So I took so long recording my viewer submissions, I'm going to have to make that a separate video. Yeah, stay tuned. I will be posting that Friday. Thank you all for your submissions. But yeah, I know I've said that I was going to keep this short and I didn't. Okay, guys, so that wraps up the month of February. It was a month. It was certainly a month that happened. But I am really looking forward to the month of March. I've got a lot of variety coming up. I've got a lot of, in my opinion, neat videos coming up, and some new ideas, some new ways to film and things that I think they're going to kind of spruce the channel up a little bit. Maybe my lights won't go out next time. But so thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with me and listening to me ramble about the month of February. Hope you guys have an excellent month ahead. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.